Hi and welcome back. So we're logged in again here to your client list page and we've got our sample one. And if we simply click on sample one, this takes us into that client homepage, if you like, where we've got the captured information about the client. Now, at the moment on the problem list here, you can see that there are no problems that have been added. And I just wanted to show you if we go back again to any session that you want to add further information in that you may have forgotten, which of course is what I did, is you can go back to that particular session and just click on that session. Now you'll notice down here I've got a link here that says go to problems list, and you can also get to the problem list up here, and of course you can find any way you want to get into it. So you'll remember in our telephone discussions I was explaining about, as well as using the PRN15 at assessment and at completion sessions, another very desirable thing to do in our research as we go forward is to be able to capture more information about the actual problems in the client's own words. And this is the area that we do that. Now, of course, it may be that as sessions go by, they may come up with new problems. But let's imagine at that first session, you create a label for the particular, so whatever the problem is, so public speaking phobia, for example, and worried about meetings coming up soon, whatever it might be. So the date that problem was raised was the 1st of December 2013. How distressing has it been? Well, let's say it's been 3 months to a year. And sorry, how long has it been? And then how distressing is it? Well, let's say they're extremely distressed about it. Now, the how distressing now is going to be as you feel that problem is getting resolved. So it may be your most recent visit with the client, or might be at the end of treatment. So this is the point, that by having a label that's defined by the client as opposed to defined by the therapist, we're capturing the client's view of what their particular problem is. And as we go create, that problem is captured now, you see. So now let's assume that at the second appointment that something else cropped up for the client, and it might have been sleep problems. Anxiety about meeting approaching, whatever it might be. And the date that came up was the 12th of the 12th, 2013. And how long has this been a problem? Well, perhaps this is more recent. And how distressing? Well, this is, let's say, 7. And then we go create. So you can see as we go along, we're populating the problems according to the client's own definition of what those problems are. It may be, now obviously, one wouldn't perhaps have such an exhaustive list that you have 10 problems, but it would be very worthwhile if we had at least the 2 or 3 or 4 main problems that the client is presenting with, how long the problems have been going on for, and the score that the client is giving between 0 and 9 for that particular problem. And you'll see that from this problem page then you can return to the session record for the client. So we'd started off there from the 1st of December. You can simply close and you find your way about the system like this. So that is the problem section. When you log on to that client home page then, if you want to just remind yourself of what those main problems are, let's say before the client comes in the next time to see, well, what were the main issues we were addressing, then you've got that place to go there. And of course you can return at any time that you feel in a session that, well, that problem seems to be resolved now. You can return to that problem and you can say to the client, well, look, that issue that you raised with us there in 1st of December, where you were extremely distressed about the public speaking, what score do you give it now? And you can return to this as many times as you want. So let's say they give that 4. And now you can see that this score is actually in here. Now, obviously, it's going to be very important if you capture scores and labels about these problems at the beginning of treatment, that you go back in at the end of treatment, at the very last appointment, to capture information and review these problems with the client as well. Because in effect, what you've then done is you've created a client-specific measure, if you like, populated with the very type of problems the client is having. Now, if you can imagine, if we have data on 200 clients after 12 months, we will be able to profile far more accurately the type of problems that we've been addressing as a group of practitioners, which will give us much more to talk about in our research publications going forward. So this is a significant difference from what we have been doing up to now. Okay, so come back soon and we'll look at the completion session, the third session for this client. Thank you very much.